Is a God of grace and a God of generosity who invites us to say yes to all of life and to be stewards of the gifts that God has given us. Our theology of giving is that God gives and God invites us to participate in giving and making a positive difference in the world.
There are many different ways that you're able to give. There's a QR code on your screen. There are online giving. If you're in the sanctuary, there is a giving station in the back. These are different ways to be able to give. We have with us a special guest from MCC, the denomination, Reverend Elder Miller Hoffman, who is known to our community and known in this area. We have had relations and, works, and you've preached here before, so we thank you, and we want to hear a word from you about wellness and our denomination and MCCDC.
I love your service title today. The connectedness of body, mind, and spirit is so essential to pay attention to. How our emotional and spiritual selves, for example, weaken or strengthen our body. How we are not fully well or whole without each aspect in balance and in health. I've tithed since I was a child with a paper route. I was an extremely earnest religious kid, and I read books for extremely earnest religious kids. And one of the stories was much longer than I'm going to tell it, but had two kids, each with $1, and one tithed a dime right away and then blew the rest. And the other child went on a spree and then tithed the last dime. I took that stuff to heart. I was an extremely earnest religious kid. And I know that we have different access to money and wealth, and that tithing is personal and unique. And with my own tithing, to this day, I tithe on my incomes with the first checkbook entry after the deposit. This helps my spirit to be well with tithing. It helps me to give freely and without reservation, without resentment. Even now, as my theology has shifted, and I no longer understand my money to belong to a God who demands it as fidelity, I still know that my money belongs to us as a community. I still know that the 10% portion, at least, Jesus said to give away all of our money to those who cannot pay us back. And I think he actually said it, and I think that he meant it, and I'm not there yet with 100%, but at least that 10% isn't mine. And I give first and from abundance, which keeps my practice spiritually well and healthy. A tithing practice for me is also deeply a political act and an act of protest. We are, and I am, being told so many ways that caring for one another is unnecessary and undeserved. It makes people in need dependent, makes me a chump, that I should take care of myself and my own interests, that there isn't enough pie, that my retirement and my health care is my first and best responsibility. And I'm told, and we're told, to buy products to lose weight, to be more attractive, have more hair, have less hair, to look different and be different, and to give my money to a culture of hating my body and myself. Tithing as a political act and an act of protest by which I choose to contribute first to the wellness and the wholeness of others, and to at least accept, but also love the body that I live in, engages my mind with my tithing practice and keeps it well and healthy. MCC is a global denomination, and its staff work hard, efficiently, with so much heart and commitment to attend to churches, clergy, lay leader networks, and congregations worldwide as they form, reform, dissolve, work through conflict and change, and the many other dynamics and engagements that occur between any groups of people, as well as helping to prepare us with education and worship. These churches, leader networks, and congregations are not entities and abstractions. These are bodies. And whether we mean the bodies of our siblings in Kampala, Uganda, in Edinburgh, Scotland, or in Chicago, Illinois, USA, we know that real people with bodies and lives are being supported, financed, made safer by the work of UFMCC and its small group of thoughtful, committed staff. When our spirits and our minds do not have a healthy engagement with our giving, bodies suffer. Our own bodies and lives have been saved and made more safe by UFMCC. And real bodies, humans across the world that are bound to us and us to them. Calling ourselves the church body is not a dead metaphor. It is a living reality of how everything we give to our denomination supports and sustains the human bodies of our church, whether or not they fit in this room. I encourage you to extend your giving to MCC and to UFMCC and to find your own ways to bring together mind, body, and spirit with your tithing so that your practice can be done freely, joyfully, thoughtfully, and with a broad impact on the human lives that make us a church.
Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we are so grateful for that powerful reflection, so much to think about and to put into action there in that perspective. I love the part about it being a political act. And it changes the world. Our prayers change the world. Our generosity changes the world. Our impact changes the world. We always want to share the impact as well as some information. As our vice moderator shared on the first Sunday in October, Joanna Hardy shared that we are running a shortfall coming out of the summer. Many of you, I want to say thank you to everybody, first of all, and many of you have already responded to that need, and we're grateful for that. We've also mentioned that October has 5 Sundays, and so the 5th Sunday, which is next week, is Overflow Sunday. It's an opportunity for us to completely make up that ground and then position ourselves for the end of the year heading into 2024. Everything matters. Your prayers matter. Every gift matters. All of it makes a positive difference in the political act of giving to help move the world. Thank you so much.
Amen.